A very common misconception about Anne Boleyn is that she pursued Henry VIII and enticed him to leaving Catherine of Aragon. TV shows and films like The Tudors or The Other Boleyn Girl, they will suggest that she always pursued the king, that her plan was to become queen and to set aside Catherine of Aragon and replace her. But historically, this is not true. Historically, she rejected the king's advances. She did not want to be his mistress, never mind his wife. She was previously in love with Henry Percy. Sadly, this betrothal did not go ahead because Thomas Wolsey got involved. And Henry Percy being the heir to the earldom of Northumberland, Thomas Wolsey had bigger plans for him than marrying Anne Boleyn. And it was a few years after that that Henry became interested in Anne Boleyn. He sent her poems, he did the usual courtly wooing of a lady, but Anne Boleyn, unlike all the others, rejected him again and again. Henry VIII, however, was not accustomed to being told no, and if anything, this just spurred him on to wanting her all the more. And she actually ran away to her family home at Hever Castle, basically trying to hide away from him. Henry, however, continued his love bombing, and he even offered her the position of being his royal mistress, which is actually shown in the Tudors. This would be an official title to be his official mistress, where he would take no other mistress, and she would basically be queen in all but name. However, Anne Boleyn did not even want this. She did not want Henry. And she replied with, "If you want me, you are going to have to marry me," which has been interpreted in two ways. One of them being that she had planned this all along, that she had planned to be queen. And the other, which I personally believe in, is that she said this as an ultimatum, which she never in a million years thought would ever come to pass. She did not plan for him to go down the route he went down, to break away from the Catholic Church so that he could marry Anne Boleyn and get rid of Catherine of Aragon. This was not an elaborate plan of Anne Boleyn. All this happened in the space of about 2 years. Henry VIII's interest in Anne Boleyn began in 1526, and in 1528 he proposed marriage. Now, as of this point, Anne Boleyn did begin scheming against Catherine of Aragon in order to supplant her. And this is why I find history so interesting, because while she was, of course, harassed and love-bombed into this toxic, horrible relationship, which in the end we know ended badly for her, at the same time, it doesn't mean that she's 100% innocent. And as of 1528, she did actively try to replace the Queen of England. The public hated her. Many nobles hated her, including Henry VIII's favourite sister, Mary Tudor, Queen of France. Anne Boleyn was not liked, and what she was doing was not accepted. So yes, she did try to run away from Henry, but in the end, she accepted her fate and went about it pretty viciously.